What's our intro question this time? Lawrence just rolled for it.
Our intro question is, one moment.
Yummy.
Thanks for commenting on it, sister. Always good. Intro question is, what was one thing that your character was forbidden from doing growing up? Yes. Something your character had forbidden to them growing up. Did they desire the forbidden thing?
Give me a second now. Hold on.
Yeah, no, ponder that. I'm gonna drop one more thing in the group chat also now that we're here.
All right. Order again. Me, Lawrence, Grace, Mike, Gabe. We got this. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World, Season 3. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons with... Yep, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is M, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, a changeling artificer. The question of the day, something that was forbidden to me growing up. My parents, they were engineers, and they forbid me from going from like creative studies. They forced me to take creative classes throughout schooling and like college and things like this, but for the purpose of like advancing myself as an engineer, but not to like have creative on the side. One time I think my parents found out that I was painting for fun, and they threatened to take away my scholarship. No, not scholarship. They threatened to just stop paying for school, and so I had to stop. Art for fun, because art is not meant for fun. Art is meant to boost engineering, they say. My parents.
Hi, my name is Lawrence, and I'm here playing Sparklonius, the gelatinous bard, as it were. Sparklonius, as a child, he had a pretty lax upbringing. I would say his parents were very kind, very understanding, but Sparklonius was not allowed to fight in school because there was no way that another child could even figure out where to punch, what to punch, how to hurt. And after the first time that Sparklonius accidentally had a child inside of him, not like that. Let's all cut that out of our brains now. Sparklonius is a gelatinous boy. But whenever
It wasn't in anyone's brains until you said it like that.
it was in my brain, unfortunately. The boy he punched Sparklonius, and Sparklonius just sort of absorbed him for a little bit, not long enough to hurt the boy. We were able to get that all figured out, but yeah, just things to understand whenever you're a gelatinous cube person.
Skin grows back.
Yeah. So no permanent harm to anybody, but that was a harsh lesson that Sparklonius had to learn. And that those are the perils of lax parenting.
That boy definitely took permanent damage mentally.
Mental damage, 100%. Memory damage.
If I were a boy.
Yeah, his
if I
max
were a boy.
psychic HP was decreased there. Yeah.
So yeah, no sparring, no wrestling, nothing like that. That wasn't allowed for Sparklonius, but he never really was one for that anyway. Always a little bit more of the artsy type.
My name is Grace Stringer, and I play Marjorie Ridgeback. And the thing that I grew up an urchin, so I wouldn't say forbidden, more of as the opportunity to dine in like inside at a restaurant was not something that Marjorie had the funds to do. She usually would be outside the restaurant going through the trash in the alleyways, but so not necessarily fine dine, but just like a hot meal cooked right there is not something that she was always had access to growing up. I would say maybe it's not forbidden, but an urchin.
Grim.
I mean, urchin, the way that you're dressed as an urchin, I imagine many restaurants not allowing you in, right? You're in rags and tatters
Yeah.
anyway, so not forbidden from like
Mhm.
a parental structure, but forbidden from the restaurants from coming in at least.
Why is mine grim? Lawrence's guy ate a boy.
Well,
You're an
hold on.
urchin.
Almost ate a boy.
Lawrence's guy ate
Didn't
a
eat
boy.
Didn't eat a boy. It was closer to like having some, just like a taste. It
Having a
wasn't
boy
good.
inside of you.
Yeah, no, I tried to find a
You
better way. There's
tasted a
not a better
boy!
way.
Did he taste
That's bad. You take.
good?
Sparklonius can't taste,
Hmm.
but
How-
Sparklonius can feel, and he didn't like
Oh
it.
right, it's texture. It's
What
texture.
what is the
based.
mouth feel of
Not
Of
no,
a boy?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And
No.
on to
I'm
Mike.
not saying bad as to the
Yeah.
taste.
We're
I'm
not-
saying
we're
bad
not
to
gonna-
you. Bad.
Why do I have to follow that?
You shouldn't have to. And I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have to.
Oh god.
All right. My name is Michael, and I'm playing Thaddeus Offcoot, the Mountain Dwarf Fighter. And the one thing that he was not allowed to do as a child was eat his food in separated sections. Because as dwarves, you just pile your food on your plate. But Thaddeus is a little bit more calculating than that. And he wanted his food separated and was never allowed to do that as a child. So when he joined the city guard, he really enjoyed being offered a tray where he could separate out his food. So that was one of the things he was
Nice.
forbidden for doing and really enjoyed when he got into the military service.
Yeah, I feel like maybe most of us, except maybe Lawrence, might have grown out of our not allowed to do thing. Like Marjorie can just go and get a meal when she wants now.
Yeah,
Lawrence still
definitely
can't
doesn't want to
fight.
eat people.
He
Do not
still
wanna eat
shouldn't do a
people.
grapple with a friend.
I actually am very good at grappling now, but you don't want to grapple.
Gabe, since you don't have a character, does this mean that you just answer the question yourself? Like you just say what our parents forbade you from doing?
What about Koryak? What's
Uh,
Koryak forbade from doing?
None of the above. I'm Gabe Stringer. I am our GM for this show. And I don't play a character. I play lots of them, and we don't have time for me to go through and tell you what everyone was forbidden from doing. So I'm going to do none of them.
Oh,
Also, we haven't met
Aw.
Koryak yet, so we can't say what
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 were
their
you
vibe is
forbidden
like.
from doing?
Um, I wasn't allowed to touch fishing twine for a long time. For
I do
reasons. Yeah. So the other thing that I get to do in my intro section before we get to here's a question. Do we want to do player goals before or after the recap?
because we've remembered now, let's just do them so that we dive right in and don't forget later.
2D10.
10 and 1.
I just want to double check. D10 is the one that has like.
The
Is
zero.
this a
That's the one.
D10?
Yeah.
0
Yes.
is 10.
But
in
it's a
fact.
0. I
Mhm.
get. I understood that. But
You can't
why
roll a
wouldn't they
0
just
on
make
the
it 10?
dice.
8 and 2 over
Why
here.
wouldn't they just put a 1? I don't get it.
Good question.
I got 10 and 10. 0 and 0.
Nice.
0.
0 and 0. You also
Oh, I got 10 and 1. 0
10
and 1.
1.
And I got 2 and 0.
Okay,
tens.
let's see. Thaddeus, your goal is to kill an enemy with a thrown weapon.
Oh,
Ooh,
sick.
seems easy for you.
Bird?
Sparkalonius, can you roll me a d6?
Uh-oh.
Sure can. 2.
Crit in dexterity.
Okay, sure.
And then the 2 10s, the 10 and the 1, I think
Mhm.
that's Tamagotchi. Trip or lure an enemy at least one size larger than yourself.
Big boy.
Big
Oh,
boy.
hold on.
And we're fighting goblins.
Find
I
a
know
big
of
boy
one,
and knock him
I
down.
know of one big goblin. Tamagotchi just fucking dead sprinting across.
And then Marjorie, yours was 10 and 10, yeah?
Sure was.
Be the last one standing.
Ah, beans. I don't think I'm gonna reach my
Oh,
goal,
no.
y'all.
We don't want you to
I
reach your
mean,
goal.
Hey, can you guys all do me a favor and
You
die so
son.
that
I need some XP. I'm trying to grind.
You don't get XP for completing these goals. You just get,
Yeah.
Little items.
I need a
Dude, you
common
got
magic
items
Yeah,
last
item.
so
mission.
wait, so last session Em and I didn't we do our thing? Did we get stuff?
You
Yeah,
did
Gabe
get
sent
stuff.
Gabe sent some items. I got
I put
a
the stuff in there. It's also in the Legend Keeper, though not on your sheet specifically.
I got a mug that makes alcohol more alcohol-y. And you got a
Double
vial of
drunk.
spiders that it always has 800 spiders in it or something like that. And when you open it,
I thought it was 888 spiders.
888 spiders. Yeah, when you open it,
You
that
always
many
have
come
access
out,
to 888 spiders.
and they regenerate every
Where
day.
did you find this chat?
That's just in the
Where is
podcast
this
chat, I
mystical
think.
chat you speak of?
You
It's
scrolled up in the podcast chat.
in the Discord under, I think, just podcast chat, probably. Yep, there they are.
Podcast chat? All I see is the discovery of the goblin menu with the map on the back. Okay, this
Go
doesn't matter. I trust that I
Okay.
have a
Vial of
I
spiders.
have a spider. I have spiders now.
You have spiders now. Okay, so when last we encountered our adventuring companions, they were meeting with Lord Ungar Thorn. They were meeting with Lord Ungar Thorn because they had encountered a strange little guy, Wilhelm Fella, who said he had some wild dreams and wanted help. And he said that he was going to go and talk to a wizard and see what the wizard knew. And he asked you guys to talk to the Lord. And so you did. And the Lord said that he might know some things, but he wasn't going to tell you because you weren't cool enough.
Hmm.
Well, no, really, just because you looked fragile and it looked like you guys wouldn't survive anyways. So why bother? But maybe you will survive.
A bunch of
So he
lame
did give you a
babies.
task. Yeah, a bunch of lame babies. He gave
As
you a
long as
task
you
and a
three don't
companion.
survive and I do.
I mean, now that is the goal for you specifically.
Everyone watch Marjorie.
I got spiders now, man.
I got spiders now.
So he gave you a task and a companion. The task was that merchants and people traveling the roads were being raided by goblins and kobolds, and they were not sure what the deal is. But since the town only has 3 guards, couldn't really send them, couldn't really persuade them to go out that far away from town. But one guard really does want to clean up a larger area, and that's Thaddeus Offcoot. And so they were joined with Thaddeus, and the full party ventured out to. I believe that Tamagotchi knew a village of goblins, and so they went to go find this village of goblins, and they found where it was, but it had been raided and destroyed, and not a goblin to be found. The last thing that was discovered was a like a menu from the local inn and tavern. And on the back of the menu is lots and lots of goblin text, which none of you can read. And on the front of the menu are the delicious specialties of Sylvana's Inn and Tavern, and also a doodle. And the doodle is also in the chat. So if anyone wants to have a look at this new and improved doodle, this now canon doodle, and tell us what they see, that sounds like good podcasting.
I also have a question really quick before, and that is how old is this menu? Like, when are these specials from? me being a local in this
You know, that's a great question.
area? I guess me and Thaddeus might be aware of like how common or like how old these specials are. I don't know if they're rotating specials or whatnot.
I'd say they're probably seasonal, just because we're doing farm to table out here. So this menu is 5 months old. Um, this is the summer menu, and it's now Fantasy October.
Cool. 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 Someone paint us a picture. I just can't
Okay,
leave
so
this screen.
We've seen the doodle.
All right,
And
so
it's
this doodle here, this doodle I'm looking at. So we've got some spiky bits on the left here, and on the top, maybe those are mountains. And then slightly below those mountains on the top, we've got some wavy lines. Those could perhaps be the forest or an ocean of some sort. We've got a little path going through the wavy lines, leading to perhaps a circle. And that circle maybe is the village or something like that. And there's also a big X and a triangle and what appears to be perhaps a bat at the bottom. Don't know what these symbols mean, but they are there.
Do you think I could roll for survival to read the map?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, maybe to like notate where things are from where we are, or yeah.
Plus. That'll be a crisp 17.
Ooh, nice. Can definitely give you some
I got
deciphering help
+5,
here.
man.
Okay. The road is the line that comes down and curls around in the center. And you can tell that it's the road because the way that it curls around is the way that it comes around up the hill that Dekram sits on, which makes the wavy lines the forest that you guys are in. And based on that, the circle in the center of this map is the clearing that you guys are sitting in right now. And
So it looks like
Barson pipes up and he says, uh, where I'm from, X tends to mark the spot for treasure and stuff.
Boston, where are you from?
All over.
Okay.
Okay,
there's-
so
there's also a triangle or almost a triangle, a point with a plunger.
looks
or
like a triangle with a
arrow.
down.
An arrow pointing down, and then there is a bat. So there's other options for us to go.
We had so last we searched this village. Did we look around? I think we did look around for like clues in the village because we didn't find any people. Did we? Did we find drag marks? Was that true from last
I
time?
looked for drag marks, and the drag marks sent us to
Drag
find a
marks have been
cart.
found. They're headed out the direction of dotted lines that doesn't seem to lead to anything, that goes to the road and then stops. I don't know that you have inspected the clearing at any other point. You basically walked the perimeter until you found the drag marks, and then you came and you helped out looking inside of some huts, and you found this.
Correct. I'm just Oh, yeah. Well, I
X
agree,
does seem to
Boston,
mark
that
the spot.
X might mark the spot for treasure. We are not looking for treasure at the moment. That would be good to mark on the map for later. How familiar are you with the local area around here, Thaddeus?
I have a working knowledge.
Anything that might be out in ways of that, I don't know, triangle? I might say mountain on the map if I knew there were mountains out that way.
It's a mountain.
Yeah, it's a mountain for sure.
Anything up there in the mountains that you might be aware of? I have not traveled out that far yet.
Some of my kin.
as far as it goes, your kin can live anywhere. This singular mountain, is best guess. There is a solitary mountain out to the east, sort of Lonely Mountain style. Not a whole lot is known, but it sort of has a bad reputation for being like a stronghold for brigands and ne'er do wells.
Hmm. Not close relations then that live out there.
Not in this specific mountain, no. Unless there are, maybe.
We don't talk about that
But then
branch of the
we're
family.
Higgins.
That's the family we moved away from.
Yeah.
Well, I think first and
trolls are not
foremost
trolls.
is finding where the goblins have gone to. These are not the aggressive goblins that we are out to find. These, I mean, they might attack a random stray merchant on the road here or there, but they are harmless at best, I feel. Not really the type to organize and stop caravans along their path.
Well, it seems like someone took. This is the goblins' home, right? So someone came and took the goblins.
Right. I think it would
So there's
be
a worse.
a worse. Yes, I think it would be best for us to find this worse. You know, also it would be good. My mind is sort of focused there because my friend Koryak is missing. I need my boy.
So should we go towards the bat then? If not the X and not the mountain?
Is that the way the drag marks are headed?
The drag marks are headed towards the Curly Q road and they stop. That's the trail that just doesn't go to anywhere. That kind of is a dotted line.
I will
According
say
to the map.
you haven't seen you haven't looked at the edge of the clearing in any of the other directions.
Well, we should
perhaps
do
we
that.
should check those.
Sounds like the Lord is speaking to me.
Let's peek
and
around and look for
telling me
clues.
Let's split up, gang.
Ick. 11. Tears in my eyes are clouding my vision. Koryak.
What do you add? What is this? What are
Perception.
we...
Perception or investigation.
Yeah, I rocked investigation at 11.
Boston, let's investigate this other house.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
doing perception.
Boston, how did
That'd
you
be a
do? I got a
21.
6.
What'd you say, Grace?
I got a 21.
I got a 10.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
Thank
Well,
you,
you all
Marjorie.
Peepers.
you all spread out and look for clues. And the 10 and the 11, you guys managed to find tracks. There are tracks at the edge of this clearing in both of the directions that the dotted lines come out of on this map. But Marjorie, with your 21, you notice that the tracks from the mountain with the arrow pointing down, those tracks are coming to the clearing, and the ones headed south to the quote unquote bat, those are moving away from the clearing.
Oh, and Marjorie
And then
also
also
had
there
a
are the
God
sledge
dream
tracks
last time.
moving off to the west, opposite of the mountain.
So it seems like from what I'm reading the tracks here that they came from the mountain, came through this clearing, collected Koryak and Co, and are now headed south. Is the map south?
The
the
south
bat?
or west, we have the sledge tracks to the west and the foot traffic to the south.
So towards the bat, I think, is where we might find your boy.
It might be
And
best to start down
others.
south.
Let's go, gang.
I don't disagree. So
To the south.
let's let's go to the Batman.
We should
the
wait
Bat
for our friends
signal.
to come out of that goblin hut over there, Boston
The
and
sign of the bat.
Sparkalonius. Have you found anything in that hut? We found some
No,
tracks.
well,
No.
Boston found a bed and he's taking a nap now, but other than that, not much.
Good idea.
Can we
Solid.
just leave him?
Yeah, he'll be alright. He'll wake up in a couple hours.
Does he
Is
know
he
the way
helpful?
home?
No. Not for this.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear, we are trooping south to the Bat, and we are leaving Barson asleep in the Goblin Hut.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I guess I'll leave
Can
a
we
little
leave
note.
him a note?
Yeah, I'll leave a note for
Yeah.
Barson
Hold on.
with a map
I'll
on
sh-
how to get back to town.
He gets very cross whenever I wake him up, but I'll wake him up real quick. And Sparkalonius slaps Barson on the shoulder with a wet palm.
That's why he gets mad.
Ha!
Barson, do you want us to leave you? Or are you
Sparkalonius,
coming-
I want you to leave me alone!
Okay, well.
That's
alright
an
then.
answer.
And Sparkalonius turns around and he shuts the door behind him.
It hurts when you touch me like that.
Yeah, he'll be alright. Classic Boston.
He'll be all right.
We'll see you back at the village, Barson.
Hmm. Okay, well, off you
Okay.
get.
Who's in the lead in this? What's our lineup
think
looking
our-
like?
Oh wait,
Our-
marching order.
Marching order.
I will be second to last because I am fragile and a spellcaster.
And
I
you got a
can go
noisy
first because I'm not fragile.
All right, good.
Now, I'm not particularly observant or, sneaky or anything. So if we need to rotate, we can rotate.
I feel like I can get. I think my goal is like end up frontline mage, so it'd be probably good for me to be near frontline just to get used to like getting out of the way of shit when I need to, and focusing on dodging.
Call me the caboose. I don't know if the caboose choo-choos, but
And I'm decently perceptive. Plus, having Marjorie perceptive on the back would be good as well from behind.
my peeps are perceiving.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Thaddeus, Haribo,
Thaddeus,
Sparkalonius, Marjorie.
But Marjorie, you're still trying to peep stuff from the end of the line.
Well, she's peeping behind. I'm peeping for Thaddeus up in front.
Okay.
And I'm peeping for
I'm
no
an
one.
overall peep.
Yeah,
Because when you're in the back, you can see everything in front. I can see the whole scenario. Because when you're in the back, you got the best. You can see all the things. I can check on all my peeps.
And she's tall.
That sure does assume a lot of facts about the environment. But yeah, from the back you
I
can
don't know.
see
You
the
even
whole
you even
setting.
described the environment, so I'm just assuming
The
that
environment
it's to
is
my favor.
forested. Fair. You know what? You got me there.
It's
Uh,
open and I can
the-
see the enemies, but they can't see me.
Yes, one-way
D&D's
trees.
making stuff up, right?
Wait, trees.
When I roll for perception, I am both flying and invisible. Okay.
Until
So
the
you're
DM
trooped through
says
the-
no. Yep.
You troop through the woods. Let's get some perception checks from those in front. Let's get
19.
19. That is solid.
Something.
That's not good. That's a natural one.
Uh-oh.
Ah, beans indeed.
Yeah.
Beans indeed. What?
Mm,
That 20-sided die is in timeout right now, just for the record.
Hmm. Okay. Natural one. All right. So you guys troop through the forest, and as you can see on the wonderfully drawn map, the bat is to the south of the forest, out of the forest, and onto some sort of new terrain. And after call it 90 minutes of hiking, uh, you reach the end of the forest and come upon hilly terrain. Um, varied hills and grasslands. And the wood the road winds between the hills, sort of, gently off to the southwest here. Um, and as you are rounding a hill, um, Thaddeus and Tamagotchi make dexterity saves. Uh, Tamagotchi with advantage and Thaddeus with disadvantage.
And that's when you roll twice and you pick either the worse or the better, right? Depending on
That is correct.
what your scenario is.
Yeah, they were both bad, so that's 7.
17
7.
for me.
Nice. Okay. Okay. You guys round this hill, and Tamagotchi, you step on the trigger for this. You step onto a loose rock, and it's way looser than you think it's going to be, and it fully gives way beneath you. As does the like a 10-foot rectangle of ground in front of you, and you manage to like jump backwards, and find yourself sort of sitting down on the edge of this pit. This is a 5. That's a lot of feet of pit. This is a 3-foot pit. um is a 3-foot pit that Thaddeus falls full on into. And this wouldn't hurt, except that there are spikes at the bottom of this pit.
Oh,
Thaddeus, take a D8 of damage.
Oh yeah, make
D8.
us roll our own damage. Hell yeah.
And I rolled a 1. At least I'm
Hey,
consistently crappy.
hey, you know what? Sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take a stab to the leg somewhere. That's
All
not
right.
important. Um,
Stab the leg that's not important.
an unimportant leg stab. That's right. Consider that.
How
This
far
is a
deep is he
trap.
in the hole?
I want to do a perception check around us. But Grace also has questions
Uh,
about the hole.
the hole is only 3 feet deep. Um,
And you're
it's
such a
not.
tall dwarf that you can get out.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like.
5'1". Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just past chest height for him. Um, and out from over the other side of the hill, and from behind behind some scrubby bushes, uh, pop pop. We're gonna call it 8 kobolds. Um, 6 of them have like head-sized rocks, and two of them are holding javelins, and they all stop when they pop out from behind this thing, and you all have a moment of staring at each other
How
before.
how close are they to the ones on the other side of the hole? How close are they to us on this side of the hole? You said they popped out, you know.
uh they are probably 15 feet from the hole. Because they're just planning on running up and bludgeoning whoever was in the hole with these rocks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool.
but it looks like it turns out that there's more for them to do. So instead, they're going to drop their rocks and charge down the hill.
Cool.
Roll initiative.
That's a 5.
4.
15.
22.
So kobolds are lizard people.
Yeah, like little. Yeah,
They're
little lizardmen.
cute. At least these drawings are cute.
Tamagotchi's 15 or 22. Can I get everyone else's? I wrote down the numbers, but not who they associate with.
15 for Thaddeus.
Sparkalonius for 4.
Okay.
Marjorie got a
Bonus.
5.
Marjorie. Cool. And kobolds get
0. Weird.
funny how that happens. Okay. Oddly enough, Thaddeus, you go first. You're in pit. You're in the pit, and you've got a stake in you.
I got a 22.
Oh
Am
no,
I
I'm sorry.
upright?
Tamagotchi,
Am
you're
I-
first.
Oh,
Okay, I was like, oddly enough, indeed. I'm just curious about this
22.
mechanic. How can I use
Me
it in
not
my
reading
games?
my own notes very well.
Um.
You get a bonus if you're stuck in a pit.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
apparently.
The plus 10. Forgot about
Pit
that.
advantage.
The
Yeah.
pit advantage. I'm gonna unfurl my crossbow from my belt. And how close are the ones behind us? There's ones 15 feet in front of us. About, I imagine there's 4 in front, 4 behind, or is it a different split?
It's less front and behind and more left and right.
Okay.
The pit is in front of you, and they're on either sides of the pit, and you're in the back of the pit.
Cool.
There
And they're
are
about
six to the right, 2 to the left.
okay, and they're all about 15 feet away from this pit, I imagine.
Not for long, but yes.
Yeah, not for long. Okay. I'm going to run towards the 6 of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna get right up in there, and I'm gonna use thunderclap. So if I can get like up in there, I'm gonna need all of them to make Constitution saving throws, all 6 of them. If I can get up in their crowd.
I don't see why not. You just want to run on in there and detonate that?
Yeah, I imagine I'm running and I'm just diving forward, and it's gonna detonate off my belt.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get on in there.
Yeah, okay. And they have to make dexterity saves?
Constitution saves.
Constitution saves. What's the number I'm looking for?
That's a great question. It is 8 plus proficiency, which is 2. That's 10 plus the modifier relevant, which is 3. That's 13.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Lower than I wanted it to be when I dove into a group of enemies, I'll say.
Yes, indeed. Okay. But still plenty. You run in there and you dive in like a baseballman trying to get to his base, and you Superman jump in there, and your belt makes contact with the ground, and I mean, I guess I could describe how this looks. Do you want to describe what happens when you're like
I this is a defense mechanism on the belt. I activate it, I run forward, I jump, and it hits the ground, causing that shock, and it just creates like a big burst of like sound, like a sonic burst from the belt. And it only goes up to 5 feet, so it's kind of a small dome, but getting up in this crew, it bursts and deals 5 damage to the failures.
5 damage to the failures, you say?
Yes.
All right. All right. So you jump in there, and you manage to dive on in there. Your belt connects with the ground, and the shockwave goes off and manages to blast 4 of the 6 backwards. Is there some sort of a
I
like
wish
a
there
push?
was.
Is
I
there any
was
sort of
really
a
in my brain. I was really hoping I was doing thunderclap, but it's not. It's just sound damage to those or thunder damage to those around me. So
Understood.
unfortunate.
All right, you just blast them back like a foot or so, and 4 of them are no longer looking so hot.
My belt is a bit weaker, friends. If you wouldn't mind giving me a hand, I had thought more would happen when I did that.
Okay. So you're prone, though, correct?
Yeah, I did
Okay.
describe it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, if I
so
use
it's
15 feet of my movement to get to them, I can use the other 15 feet to stand up to not give them advantage.
that's probably. Or do you want to do that?
I will do that. I will 100%.
Okay. All
at
right.
least
You stand back up.
stand up.
Good, because otherwise this next turn was
Slowly
going to
in the
go
group.
really bad for you.
Yeah, I know.
It's already probably might not go great,
You were just
but
gonna be stoned to death by a bunch of lizards.
most of them drop their rocks.
I'm trying to give Marjorie the chance to be the last one alive, clearly.
Oh, so sweet.
Let me see what I can do about that for you.
Oh no.
Okay.
My AC is 15.
So, okay, cool.
And my health is lower than that. So help me.
Okay. The 4 of the kobolds are going to jump on you and attempt to grapple you.
Okay.
Which I believe is a strength contest per kobold.
Okay. The highest on the last roll is a 9.
Okay.
The rest
Well,
of
they
them
have a
are
minus-
lower than that.
They have a -2 to strength, so let's see what we get. 8, 11,
Eh.
14.
So far,
Uh,
they've all beaten
the-
me. Oh god!
Oh, and 3.
Not that guy.
Not that
That
guy.
guy can't find hold, idiot.
Yep. So you are 3 of the basically what they do is the 6 kobolds that you dive into, they swarm you.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of them grab you and hold you down while the last 2 come in. I think that now their attacks have advantage.
Certainly. I'm being held down
uh,
by 4 dudes. They definitely have advantage.
So they're gonna stab you with their daggers.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could do something about this.
I'm glad
Oh,
Wizards
it's not
took
my
out that
turn for at
entire
least
page
3
of
more
double
seconds.
advantage. Fuck.
That one misses. As does that one. We got 2 9s in a row on that on that roll.
Are
I'm
you
not as
quite
worried.
finished?
No, I'm not.
Ah, no!
Worried
I was
again,
trying
worried
to
again.
insult the kobolds, not you. Don't take it personally.
Remember how much we loved Tamagotchi and how much fun
Who?
we had?
I love Tamagotchi.
I'm
That's
We're
bossing.
gonna
great.
get practice some necromance.
Tamagotchi's sleeping back there. I'm bossing.
God, that would be so funny. Oh man. That would be very silly. Anywho, so that's those 6 kobolds. The other 2, one has javelins and one has his big rock. And the one, see. The one with the javelins, I think, is gonna throw one at Marjorie.
Beans.
That's an 18.
I mean, I'm assuming, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
out of
pretty sure that
every-
your armor class is like 16 at most. I don't know for certain, but 18 seems like a lot.
Yeah. What is that? The AC armor class?
Armor class.
Okay, that's a 15. Yeah, it's definitely ouchy. Okay. Ow.
Uh, take a D6 plus 2 of damage.
Ooh!
Oh, I still have.
Uh,
Wait, do I
uh-oh.
take away the damage that I took last time we did stuff? Because I still have that on my sheet.
Yes. Yes, you
Yeah,
do,
'cause
because
we
all of
fought
that
that guy
fighting was
post,
not
yeah.
canon.
No.
Ooh, well, that's a 2d6. I just took 7
Nope.
points of
One
damage.
1d6
D6
plus
plus
2.
2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still not great. That's just 6 points instead of 7. So.
Way to be. And the one with the big rock, he's very weighted down by his big rock, and he trudges 10 feet closer to the pit.
Uh-oh. Plonk.
Now it is Thaddeus's turn.
Well, as I see the man with the rock approaching, I'm going to draw and throw my hand axe. Oh, and that's a nat 20.
Yes, it
Ooh.
is.
Yeah.
Nice. Where do you want this axe to connect?
Is he holding the rock over his head, or is he holding it chest-wise?
He's holding it chest-wise. He's not quite close enough to get it up over his head yet.
Well, if he's holding it chest-wise, that axe is going right for the groin.
Aw,
Hell yeah.
rude.
Yes. So would be throwing
Okay.
a giant rock at me, so
So
it seems
roll
only
that
fair.
damage.
So that is a whopping uh it's a whopping 6 points of damage, but for nat 20, do you roll double? Are you rolling double damage? Is that how you roll it?
You roll 2 of the damage dice.
Okay.
Yeah, and then add
So
the
then
relevant modifier once.
then it's 8 points of damage total.
You
Straight to his gens.
yeah, you huck that axe right into this kobold's groin, and he makes like a chittering squeaking sort of a noise, and his legs give out from under him, and he sort of collapses, and the rock comes down on top of him, and he's just sort of folded around the rock and no longer moving.
Wow, you already got your player goal. Nice. Check
Yeah,
mark.
way to go.
And it only cost me a stake through the leg.
Marjorie, it is your turn. Technically, you also took trap damage.
That's true.
So, just to make sure I've got this right. So one guy just threw a javelin at me, ow, and then the other guys are all holding down Tamagotchi.
To your left, there is one kobold with javelins who is looking at you pretty aggressively. And to your right, there are 6
gruesome
kobolds
scene.
who are really, really quite intent on
I would
on
like a
doing
hand over here
grievous harm.
if anyone has one to give.
All right, so I have a question. How how tall are the kobolds compared to Tamagotchi?
Short.
Short.
But
Well,
I mean, here's the short answer is they are shorter than Tamagotchi. They're like 3 feet tall or something. The slightly
I
longer
want to
answer
cast
is
this.
that they're taller than Tamagotchi right now because they're holding him on the ground.
Yeah, is there a way? I want to cast a spell, try and get them all, but I'm afraid I might just get Tamagotchi along with.
I think it's worth
In
it. I haven't
fairness,
taken any
Tamagotchi
damage.
hasn't taken any damage.
I think it's worth it. I haven't taken any damage, and if you can knock out most of them, I'll go before they do, and we should be
Okay,
able to finish
I
this
would
up.
like to cast Sacred Flame. Check, what do I do?
Oh, you're more than safe on Sacred Flame. I think that's just a roll to
yeah.
attack on your part, right?
The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
Okay, more dexterity throws.
The target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw.
16.
That probably does it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah, there's
I don't know
no
how to look.
place to put it on this character sheet, but in stats, I would find a place to like add a
Just write it in.
write it in somewhere that your saving throw is equal to 8 plus your proficiency modifier, so 8 plus prof if you write that, plus spell cast. Just write spell. That is the thing you use to cast spells, which for you as a cleric is wisdom. So 8 plus 2 plus your wisdom modifier is the number they have to try to beat, and that will raise over time.
Lost your.
So for you, it's 8 plus 2 plus 3. So 8 plus 5 is 13.
Dang. Well. Sorry, Tamagotchi.
Yeah, you shoot a bolt of blazing purple radiance at the kobolds, but they duck, and it just scorches some grass on the other side.
It is
Sparkonius, what do you got?
So Sparkalonius is going to reach, I guess, not really reach a hand inside of himself. It's sort of just still wrapping my mind around Sparkalonius physically. But Sparkalonius produces a dagger from within himself. And he throws this dagger at one of the kobolds that's holding on to Tamagotchi. And simultaneously, because it's a bonus action, he's going to then bring out his horn and begin playing a jaunty tune. And he says, the song is break out of that hold, break out, put a coat on if you're cold. And you get Bardic Inspiration D6 Tamagotchi. And here is the dagger throw on a kobold. I miss. It's a very, very low number. The song was good. The dagger throw was bad.
That's fair. What was that number? Just
A grand total of 5.
That's a pretty low number.
Yeah, I threw the dagger just somewhere else, in to the left.
Okie doke. Tamagotchi, you have approximately 6 seconds to save yourself.
But you are inspired.
But I'm also grappled. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's tough that way.
It's either... No, it is for sure. Okay, I'll use my action to try to break out of this grapple with these boys.
This dice did the best, so I'm gonna roll this dice.
10. Oh wait, plus 6, plus a d6. Oh, 12.
I got a non-natural 1. So
Tamagotchi.
You heave and manage to just fling one of the kobolds entirely over yourself. See how that works out in my brain. You manage to fling one of them actually in Thaddeus's general direction. Thaddeus, if you want, you can make an opportunity attack against this flailing airborne kobold.
Oh yes, I would like to make that.
Batter
How
up.
far away is it? Is this a ranged attack, or can I wait till he's in range and then smack him?
He's gonna land in the pit with you. If you don't hit him.
What if I just move out of the way and let him land
Yeah.
in the pit.
If you just want to let him land in the pit,
On
you
the
are welcome
spike?
to.
Yeah.
He can take his D8 of damage, and we can see
Yeah.
if that does the job. They definitely have less than 8 hit points.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sidestep and see how he does.
All right. He takes 7 damage and is skewered. He's very thoroughly skewered. You can imagine that 7 is the number of
Of
spikes that he
skewer
lands on.
points.
Oofa doofa. I think is that your whole turn? Escaping
Am I still
escaping the
grappled?
grapple?
Then I would stand up at least
I think
to give them an
yeah,
opportunity.
I do think that the way that that works is that you can only have one instance of each condition. So even though 3 of them succeeded on their checks to grapple you, you only are grappled. You're not triple
Yeah,
grappled.
I just threw one of them away. I just stand up. I mean, I use 15 feet of my feet. Oh wait, how many does that leave on top of me? That leaves 5. I'm not
leaves-
taking 5 fucking opportunity attacks, but I'll take 5 attacks if I don't anyway. So I'm just gonna run away. I'm gonna run my 15 extra feet back and try to hide behind Thaddeus. I have fucked up,
Okay.
I will say, as I start to run away.
All right.
I have learned my lesson, and I would like a shield, please.
Then here come some opportunity attacks.
Bean.
Beans indeed. Okay. Okay. So that is
I'm scared.
that's a 13, a 19, a 15, and 2 critical failures.
Goody. Okay, so does Ty go to defender? Is that what we said last time?
That's what we decided last
Okay,
time.
so
Yeah.
I only get hit once then, which I love.
Okay. Yeah, you take D4 plus 2 damage.
Oh, 6 damage.
6 damage. That's brutal. And the two critical failure kobolds stab each other.
Yes.
And one of them straight up dies.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them was so overeager that he ran all the way onto his companion's
Oh, dear.
dagger. His companion looks horrified.
Psychic damage.
Whose turn is it
the
now?
the other kobolds. There's one other. Yes, there's
Yeah,
one
there's
other
one that-
kobold, not
there's
the one
one
with the
that
big
threw
rock,
a-
the one with the javelins, the one throwing javelins
Yeah.
at Marjorie.
Also, those
which
were
he's gonna
all
do again.
opportunity attacks. Those were all opportunity attacks. If they still, I don't like to give myself a negative, but technically they still have a turn.
They do still have a turn, I suppose. I guess that is the end of your turn, and
That was my
now-
turn, yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna start with the one throwing javelins at Marjorie.
I hate this guy.
That's a cool 6.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, he throws it well over your head. It lands in a tree somewhere, which is
I
really
laugh.
impressive because the forest is a ways off.
Look at the arm on that guy.
The remaining
Little guy.
The remaining 5 now all swarm up on Thaddeus.
Your AC is higher than mine, right? I imagine 18. That's what I think I remember.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hot diggity.
I feel much safer.
They're also I think they're going to use the same strat again. 3 of them are going to jump on you and attempt to drag you down to the ground and grapple you.
Smart.
Their best score is an 11.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Ah, okay, well, then basically they jump onto your armor and are crawling around on you, which is very silly because they're almost the same stature as you. So it's a very unwieldy bundle of lizard and angry dwarf. The last two are still going to try and hit you with their daggers. They just don't get
All right.
advantage with that. No. The answer is no.
Cling cling.
So yeah, it's basically it's Thaddeus sort of stonewalling all of the kobolds. I think then it's your turn, Thad. What you got?
I'm going to grab the first one I can and throw it at the pit.
Yeah, get them all in the pit.
I'm gonna make some lizard wine.
Make a stew.
I shouldn't have given you a spiked pit.
I wield my weapon, the spiked pit.
Okay. Let's call that your strength versus their dexterity.
Okay.
All right. I rolled a 17.
Oh,
I don't
and
want to be in this pit.
I did not roll well. I rolled a 10.
Okay. You do manage to like tear him off of you and fling him away, but you don't manage to get him into the pit.
Fair
Now you
enough.
only got two kobolds on your literal person.
Okay. I'm not gonna move though. I'm gonna stand my ground, so I'm between them and the rest of the party.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes it Marjorie's turn.
So are the rest of the kobolds, including the javelin guy, all together, like close together?
No.
Hmm.
5 of them are. Basically, 5 kobolds, Thaddeus, and Tamagotchi are all sort of in a scrum. With Tamagotchi at the very safest spot in the scrum.
Finally,
and
a
then
safety.
one kobold is off to the left of you with javelins that they keep throwing at you. Which I guess they could be throwing at Tamagotchi. They've got the same sort of open range to fire on Tamagotchi, but that's not what we're up to, I guess.
What weapons do I have? Let me just.
You
Well,
have weapons.
Can I try casting that same spell again?
You
Yeah.
can. I'm
Sacred
pretty sure
Flame
that's
is
a
bonus
cantrip.
action. Cantrip. Not bonus action, cantrip.
So I can keep
Yeah,
doing
you can
it?
cast that every single turn.
Oh, neat. All right, and that's a 20.
And they can't
No,
hide from it.
You have to
Roll
out
a dexterity
dex.
saving throw.
Oh, yeah, I do. No. Then no. That's an 18.
Hell yeah. So
Oh.
wait, let me check. Let me hover over.
Well, no, he succeeded.
They stopped.
I sure did.
Why do you always succeed? I hate this
Why
guy.
do they always succeed?
Why is everyone killing guys except for me? Missing.
Well, hold on now.
You have to
Zogmoth.
target a different skill. Would be my bit of advice. Kobolds are dexterous. Dexterity saves are going to be the easiest one for most creatures to handle, unless they're big and slow, and then that is definitely the one to target. Definitely Sacred Flame, like big lumbering giants or trolls or slow moving constructs or things. Those are great targets for Sacred Flame. But like little sprightly skittery guys are probably going to be able to get out of the way of your dex targeting spells.
And that's
If this
that's
guy makes it,
more
so
likely
what-
right now, right? Because your target is a 13. Like they're trying to only be a 13, which is decently low. Mine's 13 as well though, because we're level 1. But like, give us a few levels and we'll have that risen up just a bit over time.
Okay. Well, now I know.
Mhm.
I knew last time. I just did it again. So now I really know. All right. Well, that was my turn. Beefcake.
Let's see. In that case, Sparkalonius, what have you?
Sparklonius is now going to produce a rapier from his body. It takes quite some time, but less than 6 seconds. And he's going to run up to the nearest kobold. He's going to try and stab him with the rapier.
I
He got
Sparkalonius struggles for about 4 seconds producing a rapier.
15.
Run.
I think that hits.
Awesome.
Yes.
D8 piercing damage. Big 6 damage.
Yeah. You impale an entire kobold.
Yuckaroo.
Which one?
One of the ones that's focused on Thaddeus, one of the ones with daggers.
I've joined the melee.
You sure have.
Please protect me.
Protect us all. We all need a little protection.
I don't have a lot of health.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Friend. Singular.
Tamagotchi.
Has the
Wish
javelin
got
has the javelin guy moved? Has he moved up within 10 feet of the pit?
not 10 feet? No.
No? Okay. Then I'm going to run
no.
around to the other side of the pit now that they're not engaged with me anymore. And I'm going to use lightning lure on one of the ones on top of Thaddeus to pull him closer to me.
Now, lightning lure. Tell
Yep.
me about that.
Lightning lure. Well, we did just talk about this, but oh yeah, no. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards you. Let's focus on the strength saving throw first, because I'm gonna pull him into the pit. This is a soup pit now. Get your soups on.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to
This
pull
is
it
like
off of
this
Thaddeus
is basically
and into the
for
pit.
you. It's like a taser.
Kind of it's kind of like thorn
a
whip.
grappling taser.
Yeah.
Okay, strength saving throw. That is not these guys' strong suit. How's a 10?
It does not beat it, so it's going to be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me, which my thought is into the pit, and then take 1d8 damage, which I'll roll, and then he can fall into the pit. 3 damage as he's pulled off of Thaddeus.
Okay, you're not targeting Javelin guy. You're targeting one of the ones on Thaddeus.
Javelin guy wasn't
Okay.
close enough to the pit for me to pull him into the pit, and I wanted to use the pit
Yes,
just in case I didn't kill him with the
Yes.
lightning lure.
that makes tons of sense. All right, yeah, you fire. I'm guessing this is another like a python from your belt.
Yeah. Just a
Um,
lash of lightning energy kind of comes out of the circle in front of my belt and latches onto this dude and rips him right off of Thaddeus, and I'm sitting up right on the pit, so it pulls him right up to me, and he looks me dead in the face for a second, and then drops into the pit.
Yikes. I do challenge you to justify how that wasn't magic, but here's some pit damage.
I think that a lot of these effects are like, while M can't explain them because he doesn't know technology, Haribo could explain that how the belt is doing this. I think because this is a cantrip, this is something that the belt can already do. Basically, it's kind of like tacking on to what it will be able to do as I build onto it later. But it's just like what the belt can already do in the future in space.
Okay. The spikes in the pit, they were unable to entirely skewer that goblin, so he does then subsequently take a d8 of lightning damage,
Which was 3, 3 more damage.
which was 3, and that is enough. That's enough to cook what wasn't skewered. And that, I think, leaves what?
3?
1 kobold on Thaddeus, and then 2
You're
on
trying
the
to stab
ground?
me with daggers. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then one
The
with
javelin
javelins.
guy.
Okay.
No, it's one and one
Marjorie's very
because
specific vein.
what's his
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's right.
you rapier
Sparkalonius
one.
skewered him. Yeah.
Yep.
Okie doke. Then it is the kobold's turn. All two of them. All three of them. One and one and one. The one that's straight up on you. Trying to think if there's a way for him to get off without incurring an opportunity attack here, and I'm not certain. He seems it feels like he's too close to move away in any really specific way. So the two that are on Thaddeus are no, the one that is specifically like on Thaddeus is just going to try and stab him with his dagger, just like from clinging to him. And the one on the ground is going to whirl on Sparkalonius and try and do something similar. For Thaddeus, that's an 8 total. So
No.
he's just stabbing on the armor, just ding, dong, bing, dong, bong. And on Sparkalonius, that's a 22.
I'm only a
He turns
boy.
into jelly.
No, please.
What's the bonus on that damage?
2.
Oh wait, why would I roll? I'm not rolling damage for you guys. You roll damage. Sparkalonius, take a D4 plus 2 of damage.
I take 3 total damage. I only feel a lot of pain, but not a lot in regards to my health pool.
Hey, that's great.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. My
Not bones.
liquids.
Oh,
No,
man,
those are supposed to
there's
be
words for
inside
that.
liquids, not outside liquids.
Disgusting.
Membrane. Ouch, ouch, oof, my membrane.
Oh, does he
Okey-doke.
leak?
My cell
can't.
wall.
He like that. It is a thing that I've thought about. Is like, does Sparkalonius pop?
I feel like
he
you
can't.
just cut a chunk
Jelly?
off of me.
He can't pop. Like that can't. He would be so fragile if he was poppable.
Yeah, I think
No,
a chunk of
no.
me just gets like lopped off.
Is he
or
like
popped
Jello?
out,
Like
I have to
like
remember.
Jello? You
Yeah, I
take a
have to
chunk
remember
out of
like
him?
flubber, not bubble.
Mm-hmm,
He's just basically
Flubber,
cut
that's a good
cut
one.
a groove out of you rather
Flubble
than
telescope.
Yeah, it'll fill
Flubble
itself back in.
Very good.
Sometimes you could just find 2 words together. That's all you need.
You're right. You don't need camera.
The one throwing javelins is going to continue to do so. On the bright side, this is their last javelin. They're gonna have to think of something else to do if they make it to the next turn.
Oh yeah.
Run away.
I hope they don't.
Math 11.
That
Is
no,
a
my
no.
AC is
Yeah,
15.
yeah.
Hell yeah! Take that, stupid kobold.
Yeah.
This guy.
He throws a javelin and it wasn't gonna hit you, but it was close enough that you can bat it out of the air. Really cool, like.
Hell yeah! Yeah, and I do that.
You do it.
Or really uncle like I squeal and I wave my hand wildly and it does hit it out of the air. Up to you.
That will be cool.
Yeah, there's not really an associated intimidation check if you do it Sparkalonius's way.
You could persuade them into not attacking you because of how scared and afraid I look. Performance, perhaps.
Yeah. How very suitably
Not in this
non-threatening
case. I'm
I
not
am.
that afraid. I'm only in a lot of pain.
I'm afraid.
Anywho, Thaddeus.
I'm going to
you-
attempt to do the same thing with the last one on me. I'm going to attempt to grab it and throw it to the pit.
All right, strength versus
Aw.
dex.
That would be a 16 from me.
Oh, I rolled a 10, so into the pit they
Fling.
go. Fling. This pit's getting pretty full, I gotta say. I don't know how effective these
Cover it
spikes
back up
are
with rocks and
anymore.
move on.
Yeah.
Oofa doofa. He only takes 1 damage from the spikes.
There's
All
not
right.
much spike that's not full up with
Yeah,
kobold.
there's only the little tips are sticking out at this point.
Awful. Ugh.
His friends cushioned
Marjorie.
his fall.
That's what friends are for.
I am going to cast Toll the Dead on my nemesis. You point at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage.
That's a pretty good spell. That's a pretty solid spell. This kobold hasn't taken any damage yet.
He just took 1 from the pit.
No, this is
think
my
I'm pretty sure
nemesis.
the nemesis is the one with the javelins.
Is the
Who's out of
javelin.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is a
okay,
little
okay.
this is a little bitch who's been throwing knives at me this whole time. I hope he's stupid.
No one has helped Marjorie, and no one has helped this kobold, and they're just gonna settle it between the two of them.
1v1ing at a distance.
Now it's personal.
Okay, so wisdom save. 12.
Oh.
No.
No?
13 is her number.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
mine's 13. Hell yeah.
All right,
Wait, let me
damage.
look how much do you roll your
1d8.
damage or do I roll it?
Roll it.
Do I roll
You
it?
roll it.
I
I mean, I can roll it, but
He's just giving us more
Ooh,
opportunities.
that is a
to roll.
crisp 8! Hell yeah! Hell freaking yeah! Screw this guy! I hate this guy!
He wasn't hurt before, but now he is dead.
super dead. Okay.
Necrotic damage. I don't know what that looks like.
I'm trying to think. Toll the Dead is an interesting spell because it takes
Is he the
necrotic
only one
damage,
that
but it's
can
like
hear
an
the bell?
audible. That
Or
makes
can
sense.
we all hear the bell?
I think that makes sense. I think what happens is that you see
I point at
sort
him.
of you point at him and like a black mist manifests around him in the shape of a bell. And you see sort of the little swingy guy. I don't know what his name is. But you see
Pendulum?
him.
Tongue?
Is that really what the
Oh, no, it's not
inside of a bell is
pendulum.
called?
I'm gonna
A pendulum?
Google it.
A
Thought it was the
klaxon?
klaxon.
I thought
Interesting.
klaxon
How do
was
you
the
know these
sound.
We've got a
things?
lot of different. I thought a klaxon was like an alarm thing for like
Bell
air raid
parts.
drills.
Parts of a bell.
part
The
of a
clapper.
I kind of like clapper.
The
Yep.
The
clapper?
clapper. Ugh. Ew.
That's what this
Interesting.
thing
Don't
says.
You gave that guy the clap? That's
You
gross.
gave that guy the old clapper.
I pointed at him and gave him the clap.
The old 1-2
Oh.
clap.
Wow.
You better watch out, man. Marjorie can give you the clap with just
Yeah,
one point.
They're literally all called the clapper. That's not just that one thing, yeah. The clapper of a bell.
Awful.
Interesting. All right. Well, the clapper claps, and I think what's a good way? Like necrotic damage is interesting. I think what happens is that when the clapper claps, you hear it, and you can tell that this kobold hears the sound of this deep bell tolling, and then all of the mist is sucked into the kobold, and he just mummifies, just like is immediately desiccated
Nice.
and topples over as a full unit.
Hell yeah.
I will say the piece
That's
of metal
awful.
that holds the bell up is called the grudgeon, and that's a fun piece.
What?
Way better than the
The
clapper. The
grudgeon.
grudgeon.
Yeah.
The grudgeon, the piece of metal.
It's like the bar
No,
that
I
holds
Name
it
the
up.
parts of the bell.
Bell
Yeah, I
parts.
mean, everything has a name.
I see the grudgeon. No, I see the clapper. Where's the grudgeon?
I send it the exact
Put
pic
it
of
in
the
the
one I'm
chat.
looking at. Yeah. I
We all
looked
need to
through a
learn about the
number of
parts
them,
of the
but this one
bell.
just has the word grudgeon, and I like it.
You're gonna have to work that into a spell somewhere, Marjorie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
If Marjorie could use the
interesting.
grudgeon of a bell as a weapon, that would be pretty cool.
The gudgeon.
Gudgeon?
Oh, the
Yeah, there's no R
gudgeon.
in
So
here.
it's
It's
like a little
Okay.
pointy.
gudgeon.
It's just the pointy part that sticks out from the holder of a bell.
It's like the metal. I think it's a metal bar that goes through that like supports the bell, because the bell is actually hung on a bar so that it is touching the least amount of
Oh, it
things,
helps
so that it
support
can.
the cannons hold the bell up.
Yeah. It's. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it's the
think
piece
it's
of.
the
the actual
headstock.
part that turns to start the bell swinging.
Oh,
Hi, welcome
interesting.
to
Anyway,
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dice presents
and
Bell
bells.
Blab, and today we're talking about bells.
you cast one cantrip. I look up parts of bells for hours.
So we've got renowned bell expert.
Dungeons and Dragons. Anywho,
One guy left.
one guy left, and it is Sparkalonius's turn. I think there's just
Is he just stuck on the spike? Is he stuck, or is he just?
Yeah,
no,
where's this kobold at?
no final.
Yeah, you said he
Sparkalonius
got
looks
one
around.
damage. He got
Where's
one
this guy
damage from the
at?
spike that like through his hand, or
Through his foot, but like you can get out of that. It's not good, but you can.
So there's a kobold in the pit that's taken 1 damage?
Yes.
All right, so Sparkalonius goes and stands over the top of the pit with his rapier pointed down at the kobold, and he says, "All right then, so would you like to offer a bit of a truce then? Bit of a parley? Perhaps we could have a little conversation, or you can stay in the pit forever."
Persuasion.
Gonna be 18 plus any charismas plus 3. Let's see, persuasion. I don't have that tagged, but it's still a 21.
Well, there's the bard.
I've got bonuses to charisma. I'm good at talking. This is my bit.
What do kobolds sound like? Something. Okay.
Aw, that's cute.
Sometimes you just gotta make some sounds to yourself and see what works. He stares at you for a second, sort of sulkily, and then he like watches you and tries to get out of the pit so that he's no longer standing on his fellows. And if you guys don't do anything about that, he hunches down on the ground and stares at you.
I at
and he
least
says,
reached out a hand to help him out of the pit, because we're not necessarily fighting anymore. But we could keep him at sword point until he's going on his
He
way.
probably still has a little stabby. He's gonna little chop off your fingers, and you
Stab
need
me.
those
We're
to make
surrounding him.
belts.
I'll push him back in the pit.
I'll stab you back.
I'll come
What?
stand by with my hammer and make
Oh
sure he
boy,
doesn't
that's
do
much
that.
worse.
Ooh.
Come
Come on out, friend. We're not murderers.
He gives
We defended ourselves.
Thaddeus a long look, and then he tosses his dagger into the pit and hunches down. And he looks back to Sparkalonius. He says, "What you want?"
Well, we're looking for some goblins that came from a town back a little ways. And really just quite wondering where they went. Did you see a big pile of goblins get dragged through here recently? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I might.
All right. Would you like to tell me, or are things going to get worse for you?
He holds out his hand for money.
Sparklonius doesn't understand and gives him like a low five, like a big slap on the hand.
And how did
Right then,
about
friendship
touching-
gesture. Let's
touching-
go. Slap.
What does a
wasn't.
Quibble think about
I'm
touching this guy?
Sparklonius. It's nice to meet you.
He wipes his hand off on his clothes there. Okay. I did see some goblins coming through. I'm guessing they were for the digging.
Would you like to expand a bit on the digging?
He looks nervous. I can tell you, but you gotta protect me.
We can have a mascot for our group.
Oh, I've already got one of those. Someone else can be in charge of this one.
Is Barson your mascot?
I would first
No,
like
he's
to
my
ask.
manager.
I would first like to ask if you and your party are, well, party to any of the recent robins on the roads of merchant caravans and passers-by as of late.
Oh yeah, certainly.
It
This-
seems.
let me tell you, this pit trap works way better on horses than it does on people.
It would seem that the area has been experiencing quite an uptick, I would say, of these robberies recently, and I'm curious. Is this?
Well, of course. The boss
Yep.
demands his tribute, and we gotta, we gotta. Everyone's part of the food chain, The loot goes up the chain like food sometimes.
Who's the boss?
I don't know. My boss's name is Iron Bones.
And where might we speak to this Iron Bones?
Back at the hideout. He's easy to spot. He's the only goblin in the hideout.
I show him the map and I point to the bat symbol that we're like heading towards, right? And I say, "This hideout right here."
Nope.
And-
Them's the diggins.
That the where we're going is the diggins.
That's the diggins.
And
Yep,
what is the
It's
diggins?
where it's the big hole. It's a big hole full of bones that they keep putting people in to dig.
And what are they digging for?
Tough to say. I don't know. Is what I mean. It's not that it's hard to say. It's that I do not know. Surprising everybody, I'm not very high up in the ranking.
What's your name? We didn't ask your name.
You sure didn't. It was really rude, but
You
I
attacked
gave you mine,
us.
and then you offered a hand, and I thought that was your name. Open hand.
That is true.
Open it.
Sparkalonius did offer his name.
I guess that's true.
What-
Maybe.
So what is your name?
My name's Gib.
Gib. Nice to meet you. I am Haribo Tamagotchi.
Pleasure is
about
someone
your-
else's.
Sorry about your friends there, but you did attack us. You mentioned a hideout. Would you-
I'll never forgive you for what you've done to Nib and Bib.
Mm, mm.
Jeez.
Friends Tib and Sib and
How
Well-
did you know that?
Tib.
Well, I would first like you to mark on our map for us this hideout. Or maybe you could accompany us there and show us yourself. Might be a great deal safer than just trusting you at your word, stranger.
Stranger, it's Gib.
Yeah. It's Gib. It's me. It's your old pal Gib.
Now I have two best friends in this campaign.
I want to keep Gib. Can Gib become one of us? I love him.
At least you're not asleep back in the Goblin Village.
That's probably
tell
a
him
good
we
thing.
There's
left
no one
somebody
asleep
sleeping
back
in
at the
the
Goblin
Goblin-
Village.
Yeah, don't tell
It's
them we
weird.
left.
It's weird that you said that. I've never been to the Goblin Village.
And no one
Do we
sleeps
need
there.
to, so, do we need to go to the hideout at all then? If it seems like these Nib, Gib, and Fib don't have anything to do with you know,
Oh yeah,
Car-
we should
Kari
go to the
and
hideout
Megan?
because we need to clean out the people who are doing the highway robbery.
Yeah, I mean, our main job out here is the
Yeah,
highway
it's the right
robberies,
thing
which
to
is
do.
the hideout. But also, he said that
Um.
the goblins were probably taken back to the hideout to do something, right?
No,
I
the
thought-
goblins are going. No, the goblins were taken to the diggings.
The diggings.
They're digging the hole. They're being, Sigourney
Are
Weaver.
we? Oh, we are
digging
provided
holes.
with our first choices matter choice. I hate that shit. Can we save now? I need to know where the achievements lie and like which outcome I want.
Well, here's the trick that you can do. The really special podcaster only trick that you do is you shut the audio off right here,
Oops.
and then you make a choice.
I didn't like that
next
outcome. Absolutely roasted me.
Woo!
You're right. I did actually regret the way I attacked that goblins last time, so was not entirely upset.
I also regretted the way that spiraled out. I'm much more pleased with this map and the array of choices it provides.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have stuff to check out, and I love that. Oh wait. So we know where the
I
diggings
guess
is.
we should follow. Yeah, the diggings is the bat.
Yeah,
And that's where all the other goblins are. So we can either go rescue your best friend first, or we can go follow Gib, who I'm not sure is 100% trustworthy since we did slaughter all his buds.
I think that is
I don't know
entirely
how-
fair.
I don't want to just follow him
no.
to a spot and Gabe's got a little twinkle in his eye.
I think that Gib.
I will
could
say
use,
that like kobolds look inherently untrustworthy.
I think that Gib could
Aw.
give a test run, show us to the diggings. It sounded like he called it a hole full of bones, and I feel like the timer may be a little bit lower on our friends in the hole versus some leader goblin in his fortress. Like we can come up to this fortress in an hour or so, but in an hour we may lose more goblins. You know what I mean? Like it feels like that timer's a lot shorter.
Hey Gib, I got a question.
Yep.
Does the hideout change? Do you guys move around a lot, or was the hideout going to be in the same spot if we go and save some goblins first before going to talk to Iron Claw? Iron
Bones.
What?
Iron bones.
Bones.
Hounds don't move. What are you crazy? You soft in the head, maybe?
Hey,
Well,
Moving-
Hey,
moving
yes,
hideouts.
technically,
turn you- don't make me turn you into a mummy.
I'm all soft.
I point at the other. I
I'm
point at my
all
nemesis.
soft. Point at my
You really
nemesis
call
who
him
is
your
a
nemesis
mummy.
anymore?
No, he's just a husk.
Your victim.
Can we
Um,
loot these bodies before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gib,
Steal from my
Gib,
friends.
close your Gib, close your eyes. What kind of loot do they have?
Gib, close your eyes. Talk to me about their loot.
Okay. Let's see.
Thaddeus completed his quest too. This would be a great time to find a fun thing.
That would be
Hmm.
that would be a great time to find a thing. There were 7 of them that are no, let's call it no. No, we'll call it 7. I was gonna say no, you can't loot the mummified one, but really the only bits that are mummified were the bits you wouldn't loot anyways.
Skid.
Instead
So
of mummy wearing a tunic.
Oh, and I do wish to retrieve my hand axe from that dead one's
of course,
groin.
yes. Um All right. The kobolds, as far as just like basic gear, they each carry a sling and a dagger. Um,
I'll take one. I'll take one of those slings for sure. So I don't run out of ammo on my crossbow.
I think the slings are just fueled by rocks, so long as you can pick up rocks, you can use a sling. There are also 4 javelins. Uh, and then for each of the 7 kobolds, a d12 can be rolled to look through their pockets. So however many of those each of you wants to do is up to you guys.
I got
I will
2.
let y'all loot the bodies. I will watch Gib.
That's smart.
Perhaps I will
Yeah.
fashion some sort of rope harness so Gib doesn't get away.
Like a little leash, like a little harness leash, like he's a toddler at Disney World.
This is a
Yes,
good idea.
exactly.
I have some rope if you do not.
I do have rope. Thank you.
I got a 2. I don't know what that means in terms of loot.
I got a 16. I feel like I'm just gonna roll once, and we can like loot the bodies as a whole and throw it into a pile and talk
Mhm.
about what's going on. That way we don't have to.
I agree.
Like 7 rolls is kind of yay. I don't want to. I'll roll 7 times if you want, but
I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine too. Let me poke for a second.
all right. Now we have 2 missions: save goblins. We still need Gib to mark on our map where his hideout is too, in case something happens to him. You know.
Oh, hey. Different numbers each time.
Our hard end is 8:30, right?
8:15.
8:15.
8:15. So in the pockets of the kobolds, we find a small crate. Didn't look at this too hard. 3 unpolished gemstones. 1 golden bracelet. 1 silver nugget. 1 ceramic pot. 1 throwable net, and a second ceramic pot. The weights of the pots are different.
Hmm.
What is in these, Gib?
Can I open the pot to see inside? Yeah. What's in the pots, Gib?
The first pot you open is full of green slime that looks suspiciously familiar to a party member of yours. I wouldn't eat it.
Oh, B? Oh, like
Is
okay.
this?
Roger, got you.
Oh, I thought it was a part of Sparkalonies for a second.
No,
I
it's like
got
the
scared.
caustic.
It
It's
looks
like Tasha's caustic brew
No.
acid. It's like acid. I
But
imagine.
it does look like if Sparkalonius was green. And then inside of the second pot, if you open the second ceramic pot, it is full of spiders. Um,
I-
Marjorie, I'm
Are they
guessing you
dead or are
opened
they
the pot.
alive?
Did you
I
open the pot?
cracked it. I
Make a
did.
dexterity save.
Man. Just where am I? That's a 13.
You avoid getting bitten by spiders, but you don't manage to get the lid back onto the pot, and they all do get away.
Okay, I'll throw the pot. It's okay.
We have an acid pot, gold
You have
bracelet,
an acid pot,
little
gold
crate.
bracelet, little crate,
Silver nugget.
3 unpolished gemstones,
We're rich. And a net.
and a throwable net. Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna go save the goblins after Gib marks on the map where his hideout is?
Oh, yes, Gib, would you mind marking on our map here where, if not the diggings, where your hideout is? We still would like you to show us, but if we're heading to the diggings, things might get dangerous.
He squints at the map, and he's like, "Oh, well, it's already here. It's just this big X.
Oh.
Yeah, X for I guess our hideout. Whose map is this? What?
This came from the Goblin Village.
It's a
Do you
menu.
happen to know what would be to the west of the Goblin Village? It looks like one of their trails leads across the road, but cuts off there. Is there anything to the west of the road that we would need to be aware of in this? That you would be aware of in this, I should say.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we can start on the
I
diggings
have
and
to
then
roll to
the
see-
eggs.
Can I roll to see if I can tell if he's lying to us?
Insight.
Okay, what is... Okay. Scroll. Oh, +5. Hell yeah, that's 17.
No, he doesn't know what's over there. But he does know more than he's saying, if that makes sense. Like he's got a bad vibe on whatever's over there, and he must have a reason for that, but he just wants to say that he doesn't know.
Okay. Alright, well, then I guess if the map's already got the hideout, let's go save some goblins.
He marks another dotted line just to like give you guys something. He does mark a dotted line from the from like where you are now, like a separate trail that goes directly to the goblin hideout or the kobold hideout.
Okay.
Ah, cool.
Thanks, Gib.
Cool.
Yep, that's me, Traitorous Gib. I'm selling out my own kind, and it feels bad.
Well, we'll give you a little
I've never
split.
had the opportunity.
He's on a little leash now, right?
Yes, he is in
Not
a
that
rope
I ever would.
harness.
I'm an honest boy.
Okay, just so I'm clear, the rope harness, is that just like chest or neck? Or
It's
his
like
arms
tied
bound?
around his. No, his arms are not bound, but he's tied around the chest, like from his
I think we
shoulders
should
to his
bind his
waist.
wrists.
And you're putting him on your chest like a baby carrier?
On a
Yes,
Bjorn?
I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's a kobold Bjorn.
All right.
I think we should tie his little hands together. I don't trust his little hands.
We should give him a
come on,
little
he only
bit of
can
freedom.
He can
He
only
has
reach
given us
1
info.
foot.
All right. Well, if he gouges
It's
out our
also
tank
just a
eyes,
pretty
it's not
silly
freaking-
a pretty
He
silly
dies
image
if he
because
falls on him.
the kobold's feet are only like maybe a foot and a half off the ground, maybe.
That's right. Oh my god.
Oh, I love the idea of a
You're
little
just
lizard strapped to a 5-foot man.
stronger than your size.
Well, we've already picked up
Oh,
a
boy.
baby.
Oh, I
Okay, so
love
you've got
him.
a captive, and his name is Gib.
He's my favorite. I love Gib. Let's go
uh,
save some goblins, I guess.
okay. And with Gib in the lead, sort of.
Technically.
Technically the furthest ahead in
Pointing.
line,
Yeah,
pointing the
yeah.
way. Let's do a group stealth check with advantage.
Cool.
Wait, should I try and heal anybody? How we feeling? I'm not doing so great. I might know how to heal. Let me check.
I am 7 out of 10 bats. A-okay.
I'm only down by 1, so I'm good.
I'm down
I
by
rolled a 16 for stealth. You're down by what?
6. So I have 5 of 11 health.
I too am down by 6.
Does
Do you have any
someone want
cantrip
some
healing?
wounds cured? Cantrip
Uh,
healing would be broken.
No, there's like oh
definitely
no, you're
have-
right.
there's-
Healing word is not.
Cantrip
word
healing
is
would be
first.
broken. It's like, every 6 seconds I'm just gonna heal you a little bit. So we'll
Is
just sit here
Goodberry
and do
a
that.
cantrip?
Goodberry is not a cantrip. That's a
think
good
it's a level
point.
1
Good
spell.
point. It would be broken. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well.
We could take a nap.
Group stealth check, or I guess if you guys want to take a nap out here,
I think time might be of the essence.
Yeah,
up to you.
I will.
I could cure someone's wounds if they would like a little tunes.
I cure my own. Well, I can cure my own wounds, I think. Am I that allowed? Can I cure myself, or is it
Yes.
only I
You're a
can
target
only
in
cure?
range.
Yeah, I think I want to hold on to my spell slots if possible at the moment. So if you could
I'll
drop
give you
a cure
mine.
on
I
me.
don't give a fuck.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to curse. I'm a good boy.
That's another thing he's forbade from doing.
No, I'm allowed to do that, but it has more impact if you save it up. You get healed for 6. You're
Oh,
fine.
perfect. All right, 11. Cure wounds heals you
Sorry,
2d8.
I'm trying to figure out. What, 2d8? Mine says 1d8.
No, you're right.
Creature you
1d8
gains
plus
a
your
number of hit
spellcasting
points
modifier,
equal
which
to-
is 3.
I'm learning. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also get 6 back. Yummy.
Nice. All right.
Hey,
Now
a
group
pretty
stealth
well-healed
check.
party. Group stealth check. We have a
19.
16 for Thaddeus, a 19 for Tamagotchi.
Oh wait, I have disadvantage, which I only rolled once anyway, so good go.
I got 18.
18.
Let me double check what my dexterity is. +1. I got a 16.
Yeah, all right. We're all doing great with Gibbs' help pointing out the way. You guys make it through the hills, and he points out exactly where to deviate from the path and to head up a hill that's going to have a decent overlook of this bat, of the Diggins. And you crest the hill stealthily. Are all of you gonna peek this? I think at this point we have to sort of be strategic, because we know that there are probably enemies down there.
I will
Sparkalonius
not. I
also
will
does
not peek
not.
it out.
I for sure do. Haribo wants to see everything.
I can sneak. I can sneak. I don't. Who's sneakiest? Who can sneak up?
You.
Hell yeah. Okay. What do
Um,
I roll to do that? What is
I'm
that?
gonna say no rolls necessary because we did do great on that group stealth check. I was also just gonna say that if Thaddeus and Gib were up in there, other stuff might have happened. But we have Tamagotchi and Marjorie peek in the crest of this hill. Give me perception checks.
8. Fuck.
I got an 8.
Fuck.
You also got an 8.
I did.
Okay.
What's the Diggins?
We see some pretty
Okay.
clouds.
So you look over the crest of this hill and you see the Diggins. and the Diggins appears to be a large crater um, full of bones. Not like full. They're scattered around. Sort of like if you would imagine like a paleontology site that's doing real good.
Just far more bones than
yeah.
are up here, anyway. Well,
Way more
not
bones
after
than
that.
you've seen just around, but gross. No. In the pit, there are a variety of humanoids. You see some kobolds. You see a singular hobgoblin, and you see a selection of goblins. I think the bonus detail that Marjorie sees is that on the lip of the crater furthest from you is both like a footpath out, and sitting on that footpath are two see, they're two lizards approximately the size of jaguars.
What kind of lizard we talking about? Like a gecko or like a Komodo dragon?
Like a Komodo
carnivorous,
dragon, but
teeth-
if Komodo dragons
teeth
had
lizards?
teeth. Um,
Komodo
Komodo
dragons
dragons
do
don't
have
have teeth.
well,
They definitely have
not
teeth.
like
They're
super
giant, though.
effective.
They're not the size of jaguars,
Like
though.
dinosaur teeth.
Yeah, like dinosaur teeth, like shark teeth
Oh.
on these lizards.
Scary
We're
lizards.
still thinking jaguar size. I think that seems right. Maybe even like small jaguar sized, like cheetah or something. So that's the thing that you see, two of those. And Tamagotchi, you are distracted and don't see anything else because you see down in the pit of the pit, covered in filth and slaving away with a pickaxe.
Oh, no.
You see Konjak,
No, Koryak.
Konjak.
and that's the end of the episode.
Corey in the house.
No, it's Koryak.
Konjak.
That man literally waited for
That's
me to
his-
correct him to end the episode. He thought about that joke for a moment. Just
oh, yeah,
for a
no,
moment.
That's the one.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
funny.
that's the end of the episode.
That's funny as fuck.
No, we did a good job, guys.
And then the fucking oh no.
And I stand up on the edge of the cliff and I shout down, "Don't worry,
No,
goblins."
you do not. You do not.
You can if you want to.
No, I don't. I don't
No.
have that. I don't have any weird desire in the back of my brain to push me to do that this time.
Yeah, did anybody else besides Mike get their thingy?
No. I didn't get mine for sure. Lawrence did
You
not.
guys are all still alive, so.
Well, I guess
No, I
Lawrence.
didn't crit
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't
on
crit.
any of my dex things.
Yeah, no, just Mike. What did Mike
There's
get?
Mike. Mike
one of
threw,
these items?
threw a weapon.
Sure
but
did.
I have to choose what Mike gets.
So then, maybe.
Sick.
Could be a jar of spiders. You better watch
Yeah.
out.
It's not going to be a jar of spiders because you already have the jar of spiders.
I have too many jar of
There's
spiders.
only well,
already
there
let
was
one
only
pass
two,
me by. I
and you
almost had
opened
two,
one of them.
but then I opened it. I know. Wasted it.
All right, good session,
Gotta
guys.
save my other one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Indeed.
great.
And we recorded it all, and we
The
kept it
More
whole
straightforward
thing, I
episode, I
look
would
at
say.
the audio levels to make sure. Yeah,
Barson
for
lived
sure.
to tell another tale.
I'm
gained Gib.
becoming more and more worried about Barson, though the only person who knows is currently strapped to the chest, so that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barson's probably fine.
Definitely, otherwise would have been a little bit worried about that guy going back and killing Barson.
Guess I did immediately
Like
tell him.
Gib. I want to keep Gib.
2
I like
pets. We
him.
get Gib and Barson. This is perfect.
Yay, Gabe!
We're just gonna
Sure.
gather a menagerie as we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
fine.
let's always have people to sacrifice for story value.
Hmm.
No, not Gib or Koryak or Barson. Koryak still has to join the team.
We gotta save Gib and Koryak and Barson and
We're gonna have more NPCs on the team than we have players.
We'll just have to do something about that.
uh-oh. Bum
But-
bum bum.
Yeah.
You know
The
what
key is-
happens when
is
you
to
take
not
our
keep them in the
NPC from
party,
us.
but also maybe to keep them in the party. Tough to say. Bad things can happen to
We
them
killed
both
all his
ways.
friends. So he doesn't have anything to do. So he might as well join us.
How many
Okay.
people can we get strapped to each other's chests?
Who's the tallest?
Everyone has a baby Bjorn on by the end. All right,
I
guys.
have one, but
I
he's
mean-
got scuba gear on.
I'm gonna go get ready for my next session that I gotta get. I guess we gotta make some dinner too. So
I'm
good
ready
session,
to go to
guys.
sleep.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
will
yeah.